Good morning, fifth graders. Today we are going to be continuing with what we were doing yesterday. We are on page 155 of your student journal, and we are in lesson 14. Okay, our goal or our objective for today is today I will graph corresponding terms and find relationships. And I'm paying close attention to plural and relationships because remember our goal is to find as many as we can. That will prepare us for when we have a test and there's more than one available or we're not sure which one they'll give us. Okay, we don't have any new vocabulary today. We do have a few things to add to our steps. Remember when it says read the data? Not only are we going to read the data, but we're going to circle our corresponding terms. And sometimes they might be vertical and sometimes they might be horizontal. And then when we write our ordered pairs, remember our ordered pairs are always parenthesis x comma y parenthesis. Then we're going to graph our ordered pairs on a coordinate plane. Use the graph to write a relationship between the corresponding terms. And where it says relationship, remember we're going to write as many as we can. And we can use page 137's sentence frames to help us. Remember those relationships we're looking for are going to be multiplication, division, or difference or subtraction. But you can refer back to that page for those, you can refer back to that page for those sentence frames to help you, okay? Okay, so what does this look like? I'm gonna do a few for you. Here's my first problem, and it says, use the two patterns to solve. Okay, identify the relationship between the corresponding terms by analyzing the numerical pattern. Okay, so what I see first is they give me this table, okay, and they first tell me they want me to use the two patterns to solve and find the relationship. So if I start with that, here's my first ordered pair, which is 5, 7. Okay, if I look at 5, 7, what do I know about 5 and 7? Well, there's no way I can use multiplication. 5 times nothing will get to 7, and 7 divided by nothing will get to 5. I do see, though, that the difference between them is 2. Okay, let's look at another pair of corresponding terms, which is 10, 14. Okay, again, multiplication and division will not work, but subtraction or difference will, and the difference is 4. Let's look at our next one, which is 15, 21. Okay, the difference between 15 and 21 is 6. Okay, so I think I have enough here to help me write my relationship. Because I only saw one pattern of difference, I'm only going to have one relationship. And my relationship, I could go back to page 137, but I know it right now. I'm going to say the difference between the x and y grows by, and if it was 2 and then it went to 4 and then it went to 6, it's growing by 2 each term. Period. Okay, what I can continue now is my next set of directions tell me to find, plot, and connect the ordered pairs. So I need to continue finding my ordered pairs, which is 20, 28, 25, 35, and then this one is blank. So I have to figure out what the pattern or rule is. So my X rule says plus 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And my Y rule says plus 7. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. So my last ordered pair is 30, 42. And now I just need to plot all those points on my coordinate plane, which I'm going to Have to zoom out so you can see my points and my coordinate plane at the same time. Okay, luckily they already put in the numbers for me, so I don't have to do that. My first ordered pair is 5, 7, which I just wrote the X on top. So if the X is 5 and the Y is 7, which, now look at this. If I look really closely, there isn't a 5 on mine. This is tricky, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this. I needed an X5 and there isn't an X5. But what I know is 5 is between 4 and 6. We've never done one of those, but I do know that that's where 5 is, right there. So I'm just going to have to do that. I also see here on 7 is between 6 and 8. So this one's going to be kind of a weird one because I've always said they have to be on the lines. But we're going to have to go with that based on what they gave us. Okay, my next one is 10, 14. So this one luckily is on the line. 10 and 14 I can find easily. My next one is 15, 21. So I'm going to have the same problem. 15 is going to have to go between 14 and 16. And 21 is going to have to go between 20 and 22, which would be right there. Then I have 20, 28, which I have numbers for 20, 28. So I can plot that one pretty easily. I'm going to zoom back out so you can see me go on. My next one after 20, 28, nope, my table, is 25, 35. So again, I'm going to have to go in between the numbers to find that one. And it is right here. And my last one is 30, 42, which will be on the line. So 30, 42. Now when I go to connect these, the fact that they're all following a nice line tells me that I didn't make any mistakes. If one was way off, I would probably realize that there was a mistake there. Okay, turning the page, here's my next one. So the first thing I noticed is they gave me my data in a different way. This time my ordered pairs are horizontal instead of, I'm sorry, they're vertical instead of horizontal. Not again. So my ordered pairs this time, which looks a little different, are 0, 0, 3, 6, 6, 12, 9, 18, 12, 24, and I could just fill this in while I'm there. My rule for X is +3, so 0, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And my rule for Y is +6, so 0, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So that gives me my last ordered pair. And they want the relationship between the corresponding terms. Okay, so what do I see between 0, 0? That doesn't help me at all. What do I know between 3 and 6? Well, I know that 3 times 2 is 6. I know that 6 divided by 2 is 6. And I know that 6 and 3, the difference is 3. So I found 3 things. Let's check the next one. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. And the difference is 6. Okay, 9 times 2 is 18. 18 divided by 2 is 9. And the difference is 9. Okay, I think after I've done 3 sets of corresponding terms, I feel like I have a good enough pattern, so I'm ready to go. Okay, notice I had my times 2 pattern, my divided by 2 pattern, and my difference pattern, which means I'm going to have 3 relationships. So my first relationship is, well, if this is my X and my Y, that might help me. I can say X is half, because that's the divided by 2, and 3 is half of 6. X is half of Y. I could also say Y is 2 times X. And then I could also say my long difference one, which I maybe will use space up here. I could say the difference between the X and Y grows by blank each term. Sorry, I'm kind of squishing it in there, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if it was 3 and it was 6 and it's 9, it grows by 3 each term. Okay, so my last part is, then I need to plot these. Now notice on this one, they didn't give me my scale. I know 0, 0 goes here. And then I also can see what are my first X's to see what my scale needs to be. So my X has to go only up to 15. I definitely have 15 there. So I would just count by ones. Logan, could you stop shaking the table, please? Okay, my Y's go by up to 30. I don't think I have 30 on there. So I could count and see if there's gonna be enough for 30, but I'm thinking no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it goes to 25, but my largest Y is 30, which means my scale of 1 won't work. So I would probably need a scale of 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, and I can stop at 30. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I would just continue to plot them. So I have 0, 0 is my first point. I have 3, 6 is my next point. I have 6, 12 is my next point. I have 9, 18 is my next point. I have 12, 24 is my next point. And then I have 15, 30 is my next point. And notice again my nice line I've created. Okay, so let's try some of these. You should be on page 156. And it says, use the patterns to solve. Identify the relationship between the corresponding terms by analyzing the numerical pattern. I think let's just fill in our table to start with. So if I look at my table, what do I see? This time my ordered pairs are given horizontally. So we could, oh,
I'm so sorry.
it's okay, we have 0, 0, 2, 9, 4, 18, 6, 27, 8, 36, and then our last one, if we're counting by twos, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and here we're counting by nines, 0, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, so I have 10, 45. Okay, what is the pattern that we see happening there between those? Well, 0, 0 doesn't help us. What about 2, 9? No multiplication or division helps us there, but what about the difference? The difference is 7. What about the difference between 4 and 18? 14. The difference between 6 and 27 is 21. Oh, I think I see a pattern. The difference is 7, 14, 21. Hopefully you've caught that pattern. So because we only have one pattern, we're going to have one relationship. So ready? We're going to have the difference relationship. The difference between X and Y grows by blank each term. And what did it grow by? If it was 7 and then 14 and then 21, it grew by 7. Okay, now they want us to plot it, but there's no scale. So if we look at our X's, my largest X goes to 10. So I can definitely have a scale of ones. Make sure you always do your 0, 0 on the origin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and my scale is not going to work for ones because I need to go to 45. And I remember I counted these on my last one. It only goes to 25. So I could do a scale of 2. Now here's my only thing with 2 is if I look at these, I'm going to have some in-between numbers because 9's not going to fit on 2, 27. I might actually do a scale of 3 for this one because they'll all fit then. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, and 45. If I went too fast for you there, 5th graders, just pause the video and get caught up. But you'll see why I decided to do a scale of 3 when we go to plot them. Okay, our first one is 0, 0. Then we have 2, 9. Then we have 4, 18. Then we have 6, 27. Then we have 8, 36. And then we have 10, 45. And look how nice our line is. That tells us that we plotted them correctly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn to page 157. And they have now given us our data vertically. We could still do the same though. We just need to realize it's vertical. So we have 0, 0, 4, 5, 8, 10, 12, 15, 16, 20, and then my X rule was by 4s. It says plus 4. So 0, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And this rule is by 5. So 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, so what relationship do we see here? Well, if I look at 0, 0, it doesn't help me. If I look at 4, 5, 4 times nothing gets me 5, and 5 divided by nothing gets me 4, but I do see their difference is 1. And here I see their difference is 2, and their difference is 3. Notice that once I didn't find a division or multiplication pattern here, I didn't even try for the other ones. Okay, my relationship then would be only one relationship based on difference. So the difference between the X and Y grows by blank each term. Now, if it was 1 and it went to 2 and it went to 3, it's only growing by 1 each term. Okay, on our next part it says, find, plot, and connect the ordered pairs and find the next point. Well, luckily they gave us the scales, and they're scales by 2 on both the X and Y. Remember, your scale doesn't have to be the same on your axes, they just happen to make it the same. So we're going to go plot these, and our first one is 0, 0 at the origin. Then we have 4, 5, which 5 is going to have to go in between, so that one's going to be set a little different. Then we have 8, 10. Then we have 12, 15, and again 15 is going to have to go in between the 14 and 16. Then we have 16, 20. And then we have 20, 25, and 25 is going to have to be between. So make sure you're careful about that. And when we draw our line, we should notice a straight line. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I know that was a longer video today. Thank you for being patient. Today you're going to turn the page. You have one page here, and then you have quite a few more pages to work on today. Please try and complete as many as you can. And as you're working on them, remember, the more, this is where you'll be stopping on number 6 of student practice. The more relationships you practice, the better prepared you'll be for your test. Have a great day. Bye.